Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Happy Monday to all of the real ones out there. I hope everybody had a good weekend. A lot of stuff to talk about in today's video. We're going to be breaking down some players that have to get it right in training camp. It is now or never for a couple of players on this roster, and we're going to talk about 3 players that need to have a big training camp if they want to earn a roster spot to be on this football team for the 2024 NFL season. And also the New York Giants. They have been named the favorite to sign Xavien Howard in NFL free agency. I'm going to share my thoughts on that. He's had some trouble off the field pop up this offseason. He's got a connection to somebody in the Giants organization, so maybe it could make some sense. And then we're going to close today's show with a mailbag as always. So if you want to be featured, now's your opportunity. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on today's show. My guy Nope coming in with a Super Chat. Big shout out to my guy Nope, always showing love on Knicks Now and Giants Now. And he's being a dirty dog as he's at home for the summer. What's up, my man? Nothing to say, no comment, no question. It's all good, man. Comment something down below, Nope, and we'll talk about it. I appreciate you, brother. My guy right there. Shout out to everybody in the building. Michael is here. Mark Estrada, player 2. Corinne says, welcome, everyone. Please hit that like button. 100 people in the building. We should be at 100 likes, so if you could, hit that thumbs up icon for me. And the question that I want to start today's show is this. What player are we not talking about enough on this channel? Is there a player that's flying under the radar that is going to make a bigger impact for this team in the win column that maybe we're not discussing enough? Maybe a player that needs more credit and that we should be talking about. Soren Johnson says Tyler Nubin. We literally did a video last week on Nubin that says everyone needs to pay attention to this player. So I got you. Nope says Nubin or Robinson. Which Robinson? We got a couple on this team. Allen Robinson? Aaron Robinson? Let me know. Mark Estrada says Azeez Ojulari. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Azeez Ojulari. I actually think that Ojulari is a more refined pass rusher than Kayvon Thibodeaux. When you look at his pressure rate per sack, it just comes in a little bit higher than Kayvon Thibodeaux. But as we know, the best ability is availability more often than not. And Ojulari just has not been able to stay healthy enough to play 17 games this season. My guy Sloppy Top says, what up, big gangsta? And definitely Wan'Dale Robinson. Hey, I can get down with that. Robinson seems like a player that a lot of people are kind of talking about as the breakout player for the Giants this season. And I could see it. Entering year 3 after being a former second-round pick. I could see it, man. As I just got a comment on a Knicks video where I said that the Knicks could win the NBA championship if regular season Randall shows up in the playoffs and says, look, Marshall, it seems like you're always hating on Randall. And they spelled Randall's last name wrong. That's why you don't listen to everybody in the comment section. Oh, man, I love that stuff. Mark says Wan'Dale is a bust. I don't agree with that. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Tato Bang, my dog. What's up, man? He says Isaiah Simmons is a good one, too. We've done a couple of videos on Isaiah Simmons playing the new position, being talked about as the guy that's going to play slot corner on early passing downs, then play that money backer. We did a whole video on that. Bike Life says Theo Johnson's going to eat. I'm very curious to see the role that Theo Johnson's going to play in his rookie season. You would think without Darren Waller here that he's going to be a major part of this team. I like to see it. Tato Bang says Andrew Phillips is the most underrated player, I think, to be honest. I hope you're right. That means that the Giants got a stud in the 3rd round and hopefully the starting slot corner of the future. Frank Al. Is it Frank AI or Frank Al? I don't know, man. Top 10 wide receiver trio in the league. Watch. Hey, if Hyatt, Robinson, and Neighbors all ball out, they're going to have a lot of people talking about it.
Hey, I got one.
Who do we got? Shout out to Producer Reed. What's up, Brody?
Devin Singletary.
Devin Singletary, man.
We're not talking about him enough.
No one's talking about Motor, man. And the dude's nickname is Motor. You got to respect it. You got to respect it. You know, I don't think that I think just a lot of people are like, man, we miss Saquon. He's not Saquon. Look, No one's Saquon. But the Giants were also one of the worst teams in the NFL with Saquon Barkley on it. So I don't think that there's necessarily like, I don't know. I'm just kind of over all the Saquon thing, and I was over it. Then the Hard Knock stuff is bringing it back. So we're having to talk about it. But I do agree that I feel like Devin Singletary is being slept on by a lot of people. Luke Papa says, yo, do we need another D-line piece? I think you do. I think you need another quality interior defensive lineman. Luke Papa, appreciate you, man. Nope says, we getting cooked for Hard Knocks. I thought Hard Knocks has been good to us. I've enjoyed the first 2 episodes, and a lot of people are like, Marsh, what do you think of Joe Shane? Like people in the office at Chat Sports here that cover other teams. And I'm like, I think he's like doing a great job. I don't think that I've come away with 2 episodes like Joe Shane is not the guy. I think he has a philosophy. I think he has a vision of how he wants to build this team. And it doesn't involve overpaying a 27-year-old running back. Like, the Giants have to build from the floor up. The Eagles are in a spot where they could pay a running back. The running back is like the icing on the cake. You can't make a cake full of icing, and that was the Giants' offense the past couple of years. You got to have cake in there, and the Giants are trying to add cake. You go out and sign John Runyon. You go out and sign Jermaine Illuminor. You go out and make a trade for Brian Burns. They're trying to build that foundation, and then maybe in 2 or 3 years, they'll be in a spot to add a luxurious piece like Saquon Barkley. It's Johnny said running backs are a dime a dozen. Not many are at the level of a healthy Saquon Barkley, but I do agree with what you're trying to say. Look, Giants needed a pass rusher. Giants needed a guy that could cover. Giants needed a receiver. Giants needed an interior defensive lineman. They needed a lot of people. And all those positions trump the need of a running back, in my humble opinion. Sahagan's Detailing. What's up, man? $2 super chat. Appreciate you coming by, being a real one. My man's been here for years now at this point. It's one of my favorite things when we see people continuously come back to this channel that have been supporting for a long time. Sahagan's Detailing. My guy says Hard Knocks tomorrow. I'm excited about it. We got a little bit of preview of episode 3. Joe Shane is on the phone with somebody saying, if I offered Saquon Barkley a 3-year deal, $12.5 million per year, $25 million guarantee, would he be a Giant? Who's he talking to when he asked that question? I had to assume it'd be Saquon Barkley's agent. We'll find out tomorrow when Hard Knocks airs. I'll be trying to do a reaction video on Wednesday. I'm getting 2 teeth pulled tomorrow, 2 wisdom teeth pulled tomorrow. Not looking forward to that whatsoever. But if I'm in good enough shape, we'll be doing videos on that, but no guarantees. No guarantees. If you're ready for training camp, hit that thumbs up icon for me. 130 people in the building, only 30 likes. Those are rookie numbers. Please hit that thumbs up icon. And if you have liked the video, type me in the comments section. Let's go. Type me in the comments section. Let's ride. Let's ride. Giving shout outs to everybody that's liked the video. Luke Papa says, Marsh, I was looking on your Insta. You play football. I used to. Now I'm just a washed up YouTuber, man. That's what I do now. I got a bad wing. Now I'm just up here talking ball. I used to be able to sling it. I used to at one point, long time ago, be able to throw the football pretty decently. Devarshi says, me, Marsh. Love you, Marsh. Devarshi, we love you. We love you.
Marsh is being humble. He can still sling the rock. I've seen it.
My shoulder's bad shape, man. I was on the beach last weekend, and I was trying to throw the ball, and they're like scooting back, and I'm like, come closer, man. I'm not trying to hurt my arm right now. Brian Brown, what's up, man? Glad we got our wide receiver 1 and not a 3rd, 4th choice QB. Yeah, you definitely got a wide receiver 1 in Malik Neighbors. I don't necessarily think that I would call Drake May a 4th choice QB. I would love for him to be our quarterback, but you know what? That's not the world we're living in. Nope says, are you excited for college football 25? I am. I bought it over the weekend, got the early access. Hopefully we're going to be able to play some video games. I don't ever really play video games. I used to all the time, but I'm going to be back in it at home, icing up the mouth as I try to make North Texas a powerhouse football school.
I was going to say, you're going North Texas?
My first, I'm trying to decide, do I go with the road to glory first or the dynasty? I think I'm a road to glory guy.
Me too.
I'm going to make a quarterback, and I'm going to go win the Heisman in Denton, Texas. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh. Are you starting? So I watched a video. You can either start as a 3-star a 4-star or a 5-star.
Okay. See, I don't know these details.
And 2-star.
2-star.
So it's 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star, and you can pick which one you go. So pick a 5-star, obviously.
I'm choosing 5-star. I want to be the big dog on campus the moment I step down on campus. Absolutely. Absolutely, I want to be a 5-star. I'm going to be coming out of high school with 5 state championships. I'm going to win one in 8th grade. That's how good my road to glory guy is going to be. Gavin Powell says, so on your other video, why would we trade for Harris? We have Tracy and Singletary. Well, Gavin, if you watched the video, my man, I told you we shouldn't trade for him.
He actually said, this
Ears,
is
brother.
dumb
Yeah,
as hell.
I think an actual quote from that video was, this is a dumb idea. So, no, I would not trade for Najee Harris. As if you remember, we showed you stat-by-stat, side-by-side comparison. And I asked you guys, pick option 1 or option 2, and half of them picked Devin Singletary. So, no, there's no need to go out and trade for Najee Harris. My man John Scheffler in the building. What's up, Johnny? Johnny Scheffler. How's your summer going, my man? That's a Raiders Report legend right there. Scheffler, what it do, my man? What it do? Michael says, Marshall, you think you could beat Dabes in a 40-yard dash? Absolutely. I would smoke the fuck out of Brian Daboll. I would smoke Brian Daboll in a 40-yard dash. I had to, when I got invited to try out for Team USA flag football, that was summer of 2022. Summer of 2022, we had to run a 40-yard dash and get it timed. That was the first time I had run a 40-yard dash since 2013. So 2013 to 2022, 9 years. And I ran a 5.2. I'll take that. I'll tell you what, my hamstrings were sore for a week, though. A 5.240 is what I ran in the summer of 2022. I will tell you this much. People that just think that they can wake up and they're not athletes and run under a 5-flat 40, they're wrong. They are absolutely wrong. It's disrespectful. I got clocked in at a 5.2, and I was moving. Bob says, I wish they still had camp up in Albany. The team seemed to be better when they were all Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Mark Estrada says 9-8. Yeah, answer the question on screen. 6.5 wins for the Giants this year. Type O for over, type U for under. Mr. Friolero says we have been relying too much on Barkley. We're going to pass the ball again. Barkley is a great player, but he held us back in the passing game. I don't know if necessarily Barkley held us back, but I do think that there will be a new look to this offense. I do think there will be a new look. I don't think it's fair to say Saquon Barkley held us back, though. Brian Brown, what's up, man? He says, the masculine in me says I can run that, Marsh. 5.2, look, it's not fast. I've never been a fast person. I was so curious, like, what am I about to run in this 40 as I got down in my stance? It was like, I think it was a 5.1 or a 5.2, something along those lines. I was impressed by that.
And how you, like, set up and, like, take off.
Oh, that's a skill.
The biggest, like, way of getting, like, 2 or 3 seconds.
Yep. No, exactly. Your start and your finish are the most important part there.
In high school, I think I was a 4.8 or a 4.9.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can run that anymore.
That's moving. I think my fast was a 4.8 as well. That was many, many moons ago, though. Bill in the chat. What's up, Bill? Bill, I wasn't able to meet up with you in California because I didn't see you tweeted me until a couple days later. I went out there and I turned my phone off. I would tweet and then I would just turn it off. I needed a break. I needed to go out there. I needed to recharge.
A little unplug.
I needed an unplug, and I was able to do it. I tried to tweet every once in a while just to keep my Twitter going, but I would tweet, and then I'd close my phone, and then I'd go lay out in the sun and just have a lot of fun, man. Got to see some childhood friends I grew up with. Would have loved to meet up with my guy Bill, but it was an impromptu trip. Unfortunately, I didn't get to get it done. John Scheffler says, Marshall, you look thirsty. I am thirsty. Are we partying, John Scheffler? John Scheffler, you name your price. Name your price, John Scheffler. We haven't Sheffied it up in a minute. I got surgery tomorrow. I'm down to party a little bit today.
Yeah, you got one more day.
I got one more day to party. If we want to party, we can party. It's Johnny says Tyrone and Theo will both eat this year. How long until Theo is tied at 1? Great question right there. And he used the hashtag Giants. Be like Theo or be like my guy. It's Johnny. Get your questions in from the mailbag. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on today's show.
That's going in the mailbag.
That's a good question. That was a good one. Luke Papa says, should I make my profile Marsh? Are you asking if I should be your profile picture? If so, the answer is no. You should not do that. I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool. Rob Simpy, what's up, man? That's my guy right there. He says, I suck at sprints. Let's go long distance. Let's go 7 to 10-minute miles. Not a chance. I've started to do some running like after work the last 2 weeks, and what I've realized is I can do long distance running. I've always done that. My dad, growing up, my dad, like he was a marathon runner, so I would not obviously train with him, but we'd go with long runs and stuff like that. And what I've realized is that shit is boring. Like you get to 15, 20 minutes in and you're like, huh, here I am, picking them up, putting them down. Like I get bored on long distance runs.
You got to listen to a podcast.
That's what Seeps was saying. And it's just like, I don't know. I would rather go play a sport or something like that instead of do long distance runs. But
Soren, ask your question again and throw a hashtag Giants on there so I can put that in the mailbag.
Love that.
That's
Devarshi getting a question in. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Soren, if you want to get your question featured on the show, make sure you include the hashtag Giants like it looks on your screen. $ Giants. That way producer Reed can pop that up on screen. The Milkman. Hashtag Giants, and we'll put it in our mailbag. Let's go. Mr. Friola, I'm running right now while listening and watching you live, but on a treadmill.
Oh,
I
sick.
could never do the treadmill, man. I've got bad knees.
That feels like a hamster, too. Like,
Yeah,
you're just
I feel exactly. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan. Hey, credit to you, though, putting in that work.
Walking on the treadmill, I'm fine because I'll just watch a YouTube video real quick.
Yeah. I feel like watching stuff makes the time feel like it passes faster, too. It does. I'm the type of person, like, if I go running and, like, a good song plays, I'm just going to listen to that same song over and over again. I'm just going to keep running it back.
Way.
I'm going to keep on running it back.
If it's making me feel good,
yeah.
It's like, yo,
if it gets that heartbeat going and I start
Yep.
getting in my vibe, yeah, I'm just going to keep on listening to that one song over and over again. Dinkelberg. Hashtag Giants. Everyone's asking Marsh, serious question. I'm not taking your question serious unless you use hashtag Giants in the comments. That way you can put it up on screen and all of the real ones can see what we're talking about. What up? A. Rivera coming in with a $2 super chat. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Brody. Says, what up, Marsh? Are you the only Giants fan in Texas? No, I'm not. And I'm not talking about you. The funniest thing I'll see on Twitter is like, y'all are listening to a Giants fan that lives in Dallas, Texas? It's like, because where you live determines the fan you are. Number one, that's got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Number two, I was born on Long Island. Shout out Port Jefferson. Grew up in Houston, Texas. My dad, a New Yorker of 35 years, raised me to be a New York Giant fan. There were no Houston Texans when I grew up, so there was no team for me in Houston to root for, and my dad had the Giants on TV every Sunday. It was a holiday at the greenhouse on Sundays. We're cooking out, we're eating out, we're watching the Giants. And the reason I live in Dallas is because that's where my job pays me to live. Whether I lived in Idaho, whether I lived in Mississippi, whether I lived across the country or overseas, it does not change that I am a diehard New York Giants fan. But some people, I don't think, grasp that you can live outside of the state and be a fan of that team. Bill Hart. Bill, my brothers are Giants fans, and they're 30 minutes south of Dallas. We actually just hired somebody from New Jersey who's a Giants fan as well. So we got 2 New York Giants fans here at Giants Now at Chat Sports. So that's pretty cool. But no, my dad's a Giant fan, like my whole family. I've gotten to meet Giants fans. Is my guy Never Not Hoopin' watching today? Shout out to my guy Never Not Hoopin'. We play in a rec league. Chat Sports has started to play a rec league, basketball league. Reed and I on the same team. And my guy Never Not Hoopin'. He's in the league as well. And he saw me one day and he's like, yo, are you a Giants fan? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I know where this is going. I'm like, yes, I am a Giants fan. He's like, are you on YouTube? And I'm like, yep, I cover the Giants on YouTube, and that's my guy. Shout to Never Not Hoopin'. It's always cool getting to meet all the real ones in person. So shout out to him. A. Rivera, no, I am not the only Giants fan in Dallas. There's actually a lot of them. Dinkelberg, what's up, man? $5 super chat. Appreciate the love. Marsh, serious question. Okay, serious face. How do you think the Giants have to perform in order for Daboll to keep his job? Also, what is your division record prediction? Okay. How do I think the Giants, what do the Giants have to do for Daboll to keep his job? Be better than what they were last year. If Brian Daboll for sure wants to keep his job, there needs to be growth from the 2023 season to the 2024 season. The offense has to be better. You hired Brian Daboll to fix the offense. He is now going to call plays for the New York Giants. It has not officially been reported, but he's been calling them all off season long. It's been Mike Kafka calling the plays the first 2 years. Now it is Brian Daboll. So a Daboll holding the play sheet, entering his third season as the Giants head coach. There needs to be growth. For Daboll to keep his job, we need to see growth on the offense. Whether that means Daniel Jones takes a step, whether it means the offensive line is better, maybe it just means we're scoring more points, which is kind of all it boils down to. There needs to be progress. If the Giants are worse this year, 2024, than they were last year, 2023, the heat of the seat for Brian Daboll will continue to heat up. So if Dabes wants to keep his job, this team needs to be better than they were last year. Also, what is my division record prediction? I've got the Giants at 7-10, coming in third place. I've got Washington in fourth. I've got the Eagles in second, and I've actually got the Cowboys winning the division this year. Way too early predictions as it's July 15th, but that's what my eyes tell me right now. And maybe it's the Eagles and the Cowboys both at the top of the NFCs. Like, I could see the Eagles winning the division. I could see the Cowboys winning the division. I think it'll be Eagles, Cowboys, Cowboys, Eagles, then Giants, Commanders. Things can change. Injuries happen. We'll know once the season starts at the beginning of September. But right now, Brian Brown having the Cowboys and win in the same sentence is crazy. It is. But I got to be a realist up here. I would feel inauthentic if I came up here and just lied to all of you and said, oh, Giants are winning the division. I'm praying and hoping they are. I'll be rooting my butt off every single Sunday on this show. That's why you subscribe. But I got to be honest, and I got to keep it 100 with you. My eyes tell me right now the Giants are the third best team in this division. That's just what I see. If you're ready to start the show, hit that thumbs up icon. Once we get to 85 likes, we're starting the show. And we're going to get this video kicked off with, what are we starting with, Reed? Three players that need to show out at training camp if they want to make the roster. We got that video coming up, and then we've got something else coming up. I don't remember. Xavien Howard rumors as well. The Hibby, what's up, man? Appreciate you getting a question in. A. Rivera says, Marshall, you're looking healthy, man. Thanks, bro. Trying to get right, man. This shirt used to be a little too small. Now it's a little too big. I think I got to retire this shirt. It's a little big. The Hibby says number 68. Patrick Grove says Jalen Hurts is a professional high school QB. What do we think about week 1? Jordan Addison probably being suspended for driving drunk. Patrick Seatman and his Minnesota Vikings are just a team full of convicts at this point. It's unbelievable. I mean, Kevin O'Connell's got to get a grip on that organization. The Minnesota Vikings, what are they doing? Poor Patrick Seatman. 2 likes away. It's not his first. I think it's his first DUI offense, but it's not his first reckless driving offense. Remember last year he was driving like 160 miles an hour, and he said he blamed it on his pet needed urgent care or something like that? Patrick Seaman's like, oh, what do you know? The Giants get another break again. Oh, Seeps. He's going to be so disappointed this year in his Vikes. Dinkelberg says, man, y'all should do a Giants watch party in person. I would love to do that. A. Rivera, obviously never seen The Longest Yard. Exactly. Are we going for Are we going for the win? We always go for the win. We're convicts. I see that joke went over some people's heads. I see some people went over their heads. Luke Papa says, I know, excited. Come on, man. Luke Papa. Come on, dog. As we're up to 86 likes, shout out to everybody in the building. Hit that thumbs up icon for me, and let's dive into it. With Giants training camp right around the corner, it is now or never for multiple players on this roster. And on today's video here on Giants Now by Chat Sports, hosted by yours truly, Marshall Green, we're going to go through 3 players entering training camp that need to show out and ball out if they want to make the final 53-man roster for the New York Giants. That's around the corner. But first, with training camp almost here, that means Giants football on Sundays is almost here as well. So if you're ready for training camp and the content that we're going to be pumping out every single day, go ahead and smash that like button for me right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. 3 players that I have diagnosed on this team as players that need to prove that they belong on this football team in training camp, or their time as a New York Giant could be over. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's dive into it. We're going to start the cornerback position, and third-year player Aaron Robinson is who I want to focus on first. He was a mid-round pick out of UCF, I believe in that 2022 NFL draft, meaning 2022, 2023, yep, the 2022 NFL draft. And he's just had some injuries really derail his career. He has not played in a football game since week 4 of the 2022 season. And he was still working on the side at Giants OTAs in minicamp with trainers. So he continues to deal with injuries. And look, there's a golden opportunity for him to come out and earn a roster spot. I mean, he had a decent rookie season. I thought coming out of his rookie season as a bigger corner that could play on the outside as well as in the slot and provide some beef to a run defense, as we'll show you, did pretty good in stopping the run per Pro Football Focus. I thought he could be someone that might be in the future plans for the New York Giants. And he ended his sophomore season with just injuries and was unable to ever find his footing. You look at the snaps, only 268 in his rookie season, down to just 72 in his sophomore season. These are his Pro Football Focus grades and stats. His overall grade in 2021 was 62.2. He had a run defense grade of 75.3, a tackling grade of 78.6, a coverage grade of 58.4, and he had 2 pass breakups. The next year, his defensive grade went up a little bit. His run defense went down a little bit. His tackling stayed about the same. That's been the most consistent thing of his career so far. He's not afraid to go and attack the line of scrimmage, put his face in it, and be a part of the box play and be someone that just isn't afraid to tackle. And I think it's an underrated skill for a lot of cornerbacks. Had just 1 pass breakup, but it's been the injuries that have told the story. You look at his career stats. He's been targeted 36 times in coverage, allowing 21 receptions, a completion percentage of 58.3 for just 232 yards and 1 touchdown. There were some games in his rookie year where I thought, you know what, this guy's got some potential. This is someone that might be able to develop into a player that could contribute to the New York Giants down the line, but very quickly we learned that he's been unable to stay healthy. And there's an opportunity for him to prove this training camp that he can be healthy, he can play and crack this roster, and not just that, maybe even be a guy that sees some snaps early on in the season at that cornerback position. I'm extremely worried about the Giants' corners. Outside of Deonte Banks, I don't really have a lot of faith in a lot of these guys, like Cordell Flott entering his 3rd season after being a 3rd-round pick. He's left a lot to be desired, and I have question marks if he is an NFL corner at this point. Seems like every highlight that happened in OTAs and minicamp, number 28 was chasing him. Nick McLeod has proven that he can be a supplemental piece in a secondary. Is he ready to be a full-time starting slot guy? That's a question that he'll have to answer. He's got skills. He's been able to play on the outside. He can play multiple positions, even being on the back half of the defense at that safety spot. And we know he can contribute in the special teams department. But is he ready to guard CeeDee Lamb? Is he ready to guard Terry McLaurin? Is he ready to guard Devontae Smith day in and day out? I don't know. Trey Hawkins is a major question mark for me. He was the hype MVP last year through the Giants offseason, but he was benched after 2 games as he was unplayable. You go out and make a move for David Long Jr. Is he ready to play? Is Drew Phillips, the third-round pick out of Kentucky entering his rookie season, is he going to be ready to contribute? Is Thomas Oliver? Look, Robinson's got a chance to crack this rotation. We'll see if he can make the most of his opportunities and even if he's ready to play football and be healthy. What's your confidence level in the Giants cornerback room heading into the season this year? 1 being you're not confident, 10 being you are extremely confident. I'm at about a 4. I don't feel too good about this room. There's not a lot of pro talent outside of Banks, in my opinion. Hope they prove me wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. From corner to receiver, and let's talk about a veteran that was signed by the New York Giants this offseason as a guy that was once one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, and that's Allen Robinson, who, if we do not remember, was that guy for the Chicago Bears. Like, he was looked at as one of the top receivers in the NFL. It's the age, and it's really just the production has started to dwindle in the past couple of years. And it was really that first year that Justin Fields took over in Chicago where he started to see his numbers decrease. Is that because of Fields, or is that because that his talent and his age and really father time started to catch up with him? I mean, in 2020, I know a long time ago, he was a dog. Over 100 receptions, 1,250 yards, nearly 13 yards per catch, and 6 touchdowns. But since that season, he hasn't been able to put up nearly that type of production. 38 grabs, 33 grabs, 34 grabs. He's bounced around a little bit, hasn't topped 410 yards in the last 3 seasons. His yards per catch has gone down every single year. I think that is a direct, I would say, just something that stands out, that shows you that his athleticism has started to fall off a little bit. 4 touchdowns in the last 3 years. Did play in all 17 games last year. His injury problems have been something that have bothered him for a little bit. But when you look at the Giants wide receiver depth chart, there's an opportunity for someone like Robinson or someone else to make this team. You know Neighbors is locked in. You know Darius Slayton is locked in, as well as Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson. The Giants the last 3 years, or last 2 years, have kept 6 wide receivers. We named 4 locks. It means there's 2 spots open. Is it Hodgins? Is it Robinson? Could Gunnar Olszewski crack that as he's trying to bounce back from that injury he suffered in camp? I would think the Giants want to keep another wide receiver that gives you some special teams flexibility, because I don't see Slayton, Neighbors, Hyatt, or Robinson doing that outside of returning some punts and kicks. I've been told to keep my eyes on Miles Boykin as someone that's going to be that guy. I think it comes down to who's going to be better in camp. And it's going to come down to Hodgins or Allen Robinson as to who's going to make this team as that 5th wide receiver spot. I've always had a soft spot for Isaiah Hodgins. From the moment he joined this team midway through that 2022 season, he quickly became one of my favorite players on this roster. I just respect the grind and overall talent that he possesses. I think he's a little bit slept on, and I think sometimes he got phased out of the Giants' offense last year. As you see, his receptions were cut in half, his yards were cut in half, his yards per game more than cut in half, and his average stayed about the same, but his touchdowns were cut in half. With the addition of Waller, the need for that big slot kind of dwindled a little bit. They used other players as well at the beginning of the season. I'd like to see Hodgins on this team and be a bigger focal point in this offense. I thought that he displayed really good chemistry, timing, and just head on his shoulders when working with Daniel Jones. He's a really good route runner inside the red zone, and I think he's one of the best bang 8 post runners in this league. He's got good, strong hands, can make catches away from his body, but he needs more opportunities, and maybe he needs to earn more opportunities. I'll never forget, though, what he did against the Minnesota Vikings in that playoff game where the Giants went into Minnesota. Danny Dimes earned that contract, and he was great. He cooked Patrick Peterson, not once but twice. Had 9 receptions for 108 yards in that 2-game playoff run. Had that touchdown, and it seemed like any time the Giants needed a big play, number 8 was looking number 18's way. But the question now, with receiving players and numbers starting to stack, will he make this roster? Which receiver do you think earns a roster spot more? Which wide receiver do you think earns a roster spot? Is it Allen Robinson? Is it Isaiah Hodgins? Is it the young player? Is it the vet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to talk about the offensive line a little bit here, and a player that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about as someone that could be on the roster bubble is Marcus McKethan, the offensive lineman out of North Carolina. He was drafted by the New York Giants in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL Draft and didn't play much, if at all, in his rookie season, but he did end up starting 5 games. And the reason he needs to come out and prove that he can, one, be a serviceable offensive lineman in this league is because he didn't do that when he played this past year for the Giants. Started 4 games at that left guard spot and then 1 game at that right guard spot. And you look at his Pro Football Focus grades and stats, and they weren't really that good. And to be honest with you, they were pretty damn bad. 45 overall grade, less than a 54 overall run blocking grade, a pass blocking grade of 26.8. He allowed 2 sacks and 17 pressures. And for a guy that was drafted in the 5th round, entering his 3rd year, you would like to think that the Giants could count on him. But I'm not sure that they believe that because they went out and signed Aaron Stinney. They went out and signed Austin Schlottman. Those are 2 veteran interior offensive linemen that have proven, at least in the National Football League, that they can be average players. And what I saw from McKethan in those 5 starts is he's got a long way to go if he wants to be a part of a good offensive line. How many offensive linemen are you going to keep? You know Thomas, Illuminor, Schmitz, Runyon, and Neal are going to make this team. That's 5. Josh Azudu is going to make this team as well. He'll be the swing tackle. I think Stinney and Schlottman are making this team as well. That's 8. Are they going to keep 9? Most likely. Does McKethan make that? Does Nelson make that? There's going to be a battle for who is going to be the final offensive lineman to make this team. And McKethan's going to have an opportunity to prove that. When I talk about the offensive line, I am hoping and praying that they take it a step. You go out and sign Illuminor. You go out and sign Runyon. You go out and sign 2 veteran interior offensive linemen, and Schlottman and Stinney. You sign a new offensive line coach in Carmen Brasillo. You kick Johnson to the curb. You've made the moves, and you've done some things this offseason that should, in theory, improve this offensive line. But you don't you don't get those results in the spring or in the summer. You get them on Sundays in the fall and in the winter. And I really just don't have the most confidence in this group at this point. And maybe that's just because Evan Neal's the right tackle, and I'm not so sure if he could be a player the Giants count on. But Marcus McKethan is the guy that's on the bubble, and if he comes out in training camp and in the preseason with his hair on fire, showing that I've made a leap from what you saw in 2023 to 2024, he can be a major piece and depth piece on this offensive line. We're going to have to see if he could do it, though. So 3 players that enter training camp that need to prove something to make this team. I'm looking at Aaron Robinson, and maybe the thing that he needs to prove the most is that he could stay healthy. The Giants' cornerback room has snaps that are up for grabs. It's Deonte Banks and then a lot of question marks. Robinson was a 3rd or 4th round pick. He needs to come out and produce. Allen Robinson. You went out and signed him in free agency. I think he's a long shot to make this roster. I think it'll be a direct head-to-head competition with him and Isaiah Hodgins. But if he comes out and proves that he's still got some in the tank, that he's still got some gas left to when he was one of the best receivers in this league, yeah, the Giants are going to keep him. That's why they signed him. And Marcus McKethan, 5th round pick, entering year 3. You want to see growth after he started 5 games last year. You beefed up the interior offense line in free agency. We'll see if he can make the cut. Those are 3 players that I think have something to prove entering free agency. Name a player entering Giants training camp, Name a player, though, that you think has something to prove and will prove everybody wrong and make this team. And also, make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, as well as Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Rob Jigga, what's up, man? Says Darian Beavers. I like that. I like Darian Beavers. That's a good one. Beavers didn't end up making the team last year. We'll see if he could do that. Giants went out and added some inside linebacker help this offseason. Matthew Adams. They brought back Carter Coughlin. They re-signed Isaiah Simmons. We'll see if he's got what it takes. What's up, Zach Vela? What's up, man? I saw that, Corinne. Jordan Addison has deleted all Vikings-related posts on his Instagram. I think that's a weird thing to do after you just got arrested for being a drunk driver. Maybe focus on the things that take better care of your life. Take better care of your life. 2 times you've had wild things happen in a car over the last 12 months. Gus Nini. Hey, Marsh, it's been a while, but I'm back. I've been busy with practice and work. All good, Gus Nini. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. Rob Jigga in the building. What up? Brian Brown says, I got them keeping 10. Yeah, I got 9 or 10 offensive linemen being kept by the Giants this year, and McKeithen's probably one of those guys, but I got to see a step from him entering year 3. Jamie Anderson, what's up, my man? Good to see you in the chat, brother. I hope all is well. Happy Monday to you. Nothing but blessings this week for you and the family, my man. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Nope says, IH, what are we talking about? We're talking about receiver battle, man. That's where you're not watching the show. That's what we're talking about. Reading comprehension, visual comprehension. You got to work on that, Nope. Pee Wee Hayes says, Giants good. You're right, brother. I hope. Zach, I'm starting a new job Wednesday. Any wisdom from the old man Marsh? Fuck, man, I ain't that old.
He's about to get his wisdom taken out, though.
Yeah, my wisdom's about to be removed. What's the job? Maybe I can give you some more advice if I know what you're heading into. I know what you meant. Nope. Jokes over your head. It's old people jokes. Denrod, what's up, man? Good to be back, Marsh. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Patrick Grove says, besides Thomas, we need some dogs on that O-line. That's why you go out and sign John Runyan. That's why you go out and you get Jermaine Illuminor. How about John Michael Schmitz plays good football this year? That's what we need. We need John Michael Schmitz to be the guy that we thought we were getting out of Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, man. GC Fuertas. I can't imagine a world where Neal keeps the starting job at right tackle after even one game. Why even waste a loss and let DJ get hurt again? Hey, I'm right there with you. I would make Jermaine Illuminor my starting right tackle right now. He's the best right tackle on this team. Best man should play. I don't need to like the best right tackle on this team is Jermaine Illuminor. He should be your starting right tackle. That's where I'm at on that. John Scheffler, what's up, man? $5 super chat. All I gotta say is we told you about Darren Waller. You didn't believe us. Now you're a believer. Look, man. Yeah, it didn't work out with Darren Waller. It didn't work out. I don't know what you want me to say, Sheffy. I don't know what you want me to say. You want me to tell you were right? Is this the moment you've been waiting for? You want me to tell you that you were right? Is that what you want to hear? John Scheffler, you were right, brother. Darren Waller was a bust. He was hurt. And he's not on this team anymore. Didn't work out. I don't even know if it's that he's not dedicated. I don't think his body is made to play in the NFL anymore. He has a chronic hamstring injury. Like, just not healthy, man. Rob Jigga says the Giants signed Xavien Howard. Or is that a question? I have not seen anything. We're about to talk about Xavien Howard. Somebody should give J.S. Marshall. I'm dead. Zach, they want to work. Be a hard worker. Ask your questions. And show them you want to be there. 3 tips. Hard work. Pay attention. Take notes. Show them you want to be there. That's 4. That's my words of wisdom to the kids out there starting jobs. Jamie Anderson, the only way is up. This is make or break for Daboll and Co. It is. Yeah. Brian Brown, his body gave up on him. His body gave up on him. That's what it came down to.
Who is that, Waller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Allen Robinson because his kind of did too.
Yeah, no, him too. Look, you're not meant to play in the NFL forever.
No.
Scheffler, are you thirsty, dude? Thought we were thirsty over here, Sheffy.
How many?
Yeah, Giants aren't signing Howard. By the way, no NFL team wants to be correlated to him. LOL, dude sent his allegedly. We're going to talk football on today's show, though. We're going to talk football. Will they keep 3 quarterbacks? I don't know. That's a big question.
Who is it, though? I know who they should keep. If they keep 2. If they keep 2, DeVito's out. Yeah.
It's
because when you go out and get Locke like that,
you spend $5 million on Locke for a reason. I'm not saying Locke's better than DeVito, but I'm just.
You have to. You just have to keep him.
You already made the financial commitment.
The little run with Tommy DeVito was fun, Tommy Cutlets, but all good things must come to an
end. And it cost us the chance at Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I was rooting for wins, though, so I can't really say anything. I'm not ever going to root for this team to lose.
He did, yeah. A. Rivera, he did earn a spot, but it's a cutthroat business.
It's a national football. Not for long. Not for long.
You're not just getting the roster spot because you can have a cool agent and win a couple games at the end of the season.
What if DeVito goes better? What if he got better? I mean, look. I think there will be a competition between DeVito and Locke. We did a Sheffy. If you send in 100, we'll do a boot race. How about that? You send in 100, I'll race Reed in a boot. You send in a 50, I'll do a shotgun. 50, I'll do a shotgun. 100, we'll do a beer boot race. That's a deal. That's a steal of a deal. Christy, what about the third emergency QE rule? Okay, I think a lot of people are confused or misinformed on that. For you to use that emergency quarterback, that guy needs to be on your practice squad, right? How does Tommy DeVito get to the Giants practice squad? He's cut, and then nobody else claims him, and he has to say, I want to go back to the Giants practice squad. If the Giants cut Tommy DeVito, is he coming back to the practice squad? Is he going to go to someone else's practice squad or someone else's active roster? I think that's a question you have to ask yourself. So the only way that emergency third QB works is he's not actually on your roster. He's on your practice squad, and you can use unlimited elevations for them to be active on game days. Eric Cruz says, send that hundo. Eric Cruz, are we getting crazy
here
today?
Eric
Cruz will drop the hundo. Eric Cruz will do it. We'll see. Maybe if we get back-to-back $100 super chats, we make Patrick Seatman join us in the boot race. Him and his down bad Vikings. We get back-to-back hundos.
And in the 51, I'll join the shotgun.
Little shoddy race?
I'll join the shotgun race.
Got some eyeball emojis coming in the chat.
Today.
Rob Simpy says, don't tempt us. Hey, deal's out there. If someone sends in 100, Reed and I will race. Someone sends in another 100, we'll get Patrick Seatman in here. We'll make him do a boot of shame as his team is falling by the wayside. Look, I'm going to be out of commission for about 4 days after today. I'd be pretty cool having some fun today. Rob Jigga says, Marsh, I saw Giants on Twitter post a new pics of neighbors wearing number 9 in a photo shoot. Guess it's official. By the way, shout out to anyone paying college football today. Not official considering Graham Gano is still wearing number 9. We will know when it's official. And I think he's going to wait until the preseason is over and the Giants make their cuts. Graham Gano wants to keep number 9. He's said that time and time again. I think the Giants are handling this situation. Not something to get mad about, but it's kind of a joke how the Giants are handling this. He's your rookie first-round pick, number 6 overall. Get him a number and let us buy his jersey. Like, the fact they're selling jerseys with number 9 on it when it's not guaranteed he's wearing number 9, it's kind of a joke. Rob Simpy, if we get 3 $100 super chats, we're going to have to get someone else to join us in the boot race.
Oh!
As we got a 3-point goal. Corinne Terrier Mom! Bang! Bang! Then we got a 3-point goal. John Scheffler! Bang! Bang! I need CTMs and JSs in the chat. I need CTMs and JSs in the chat. Get them in the chat right now. Major shout out to CTM, the queen of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. And then John Scheffler, a Chat Sports legend, says $100 for a boot race. I'm in. Sign me up. $100 for a boot race. I'm in. Sign me up. So twice he said it nice. Oh, so nice he said it twice. So nice.
Oh my
he said
God.
it twice.
We gotta get Seeps in here.
Oh man. Let's do the boots now. Let's do
get
the
it
boot
going.
now. Tell
I'll be right
Seeps he
back.
owes us a boot and let's roll.
Oh!
We got a 3-point goal. Rob Jigga! Bang! Bang! Back to back to back. $100 super chats. I need RJ's in the chat from Rob Jigga. RJ's in the chat from Rob Jigga. Nope, they said don't tempt me. They said don't tempt me. And the real one showed up and they showed out. And what I'm scared is Rob Simpy is watching as well. And he's the one that said don't tempt me. He's the one that said don't tempt me. Shout out to Rob Jigga. He said, tell Seeps it was me. LOL. Thanks, guys. Y'all are the best, man. Y'all are the best. There's a reason that this is the #1 Giants community on YouTube. We got the best dang people in the world watching this. I love y'all, man. Seriously. Seriously, seriously, seriously. Y'all are the best. Mike G be like, Mike G's the go. He hit stingers. Patrick Grove says, I'm speechless, baby. I'm speechless, baby. Get Seeps in here. Let's run a 3-way boot race. And if Rob Simpy comes in with the hammer, we're going to find a fourth. We will find a fourth man to make this happen. Rob Jigga, John Scheffler, CTM in the building. It's a Monday in July, and we're partying. Oh, my goodness. As we got a 3-point goal. Rob Simpy. Bang! Bang! Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Back to back to back to back. $100 super chats. And Rob Simpy, a real one Ring of Honor member, says, I challenge for one more to make it 5. If we get a $500 super chat, someone else is going to have to join. Every $100 super chat we get today, they're joining in on the boot race. I need one, you need one, Seeps needs one, and you got to recruit someone out there. We got a 4-way boot race going right now. 4-way boot race. Rob Simpy, he's calling on the real one, says, I challenge for one more to make it 5. To make it 5. If we get a 5th, it's going to get wild in here. If we get a 5th, it's going to... Look who it is. Patrick Seatman. He's the host of the Gridiron Gang here at Chat Sports. What's up, man? What's up, Giants catch another break, he says. Rob Jigga's got a message for you. I can't. Let me get it there. First off, are you worried about week 1 now? Worried about our week 1 matchup?
So we do have an update on the Jordan Addison situation. It may not have been alcohol. It could have been marijuana, which is legal in California, but still.
You still can't drive high, Patrick.
It makes it.
Is this guy enabling his receiver committing a crime?
I'm not enabling anything, but important update, Bronx boy.
Bronx boy, make sure you're using a U
clear it
instead
up.
of an A in there.
Clear it up.
Come on now, Bronx boy. This is a family chat. This is a family chat. Rob Jigga says, "Tell Seeps it was me." LOL. Thanks, guys. They're trying to sweep this under the rug. They need him that bad for week 1. They need him that bad for week 1 to beat the little old New York Giants. Are you worried that your head coach doesn't have a real grasp on his football team?
We don't have a veteran now.
No veterans. No veterans. John Scheffler says, are we going to get one more? We got 4 boots poured up right here. We got 4 bodies. If we get another hundo, we're adding someone else in this piece. Oh my goodness. It just got crazy. John Scheffler said I looked thirsty. I told him I was a little thirsty and that I'm off for the next 3 days thanks to getting my wisdom teeth removed. I'd be down to party a little bit. Then Corinne Terrier Mom came in with 100. And then John Scheffler came in with 100. Then Rob Jigga came in with 100. And then Rob Simpy came in with 100. Which way are we scooting? We're scooting this way? Get in here, Cullen. Are we waiting? Should we wait or should we just roll? We'll put 20 seconds on the shot clock. If someone sends in another 100, or we get in 250s, we'll do that. We'll put 30 seconds on the shot clock. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Let's go. Shots with the man. Giants Prods coming in. Says, Marshall, what do you think we will do at the deadline? The NFL trade deadline? I don't know yet. I don't know. Eric Cruz says, I'm about to park. Eric Cruz, does that mean you're about to do what I think you're about to do? If Eric Cruz is about to park his car, put it in park, and do what he's about to do, who are we adding to the race? Was there any other bodies out there? Oh, yeah, Chugs is the host of Live. He's the host of Live. Well, wasn't he live on Raiders? Oh, they're already off.
He's sitting at the desk right now.
Oh, hope you're third. Get ready to learn boot chugging, Jeremy. 2 boots for me.
I agree with that one. I agree with that one. Yep, there we go. Get it going.
Marsh gets 2. If we get 2 $100 super chats, I will not do 2. I will not. Raiders is done. That was quick. 2 boots for Marsh. 2 boots for Marsh is crazy. I don't know if I'm built. I'm not built for that anymore. Last time I did a boot in Studio C, I started sweating. Like I was sweating. I got the meat sweats from a boot chug. Eric Cruz, are you still parking? I hope you're finding a spot here, brother. Nope says there's something brewing. Say Less says all this excitement. I thought we signed Howard. No, not yet. As we got a 3-point goal, Eric Cruz. Bang! Bang! A little salsa for Eric Cruz. A little Eric Cruz. That is not what that means. That is not what that means. Oh, can I get a little Eric Cruz salsa from everybody? Cruz. It's all right. All you got to do is just move your feet a little bit back and forth. Back and forth. Eric Cruz, an absolute real one. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody having fun. Where's Tom? Tom's in Cincinnati. Tom's in Cincy. He's on vacation, I think. Do they got what? Maybe. Nope says 2 boots for Marsh. No one ever signed up for that. Is Chugs coming? All right. Zoom the camera out a little bit. Zoom the camera out. We got to get everybody in here. Oh, yeah. Love that. Get everybody in the fold. Everybody in the fold. No freshmans, then 2 boots. The only way I'm doing 2 boots is if we get to $750 in Super Chats. We're at 537 right now. That's all I could do. I got to go to the home run derby after this.
I think the race right now, everybody needs to watch, is Colin versus Chug.
Colin versus Chugs is big time. That's a big time race right there. Oh, man. Do they end practice early during the heat wave? I don't know. I don't got that answer for you. Da-na, da-na, da-na,
Hey, I'm about to get a little buzz. Go play College 25. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engines!
Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? Oh man.
Spam USA.
Oh Lord. Cheers. Cheers, boys. Cheers. Cheers. Shout out to all the real ones. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go! Oh, I'm going to throw up. I had a very nice dinner. I'm going to throw it all up. You always talk, but you never chug. Did Chugs win? Rob Simpy. Well, Seeps was not last, according to Rob Simpy. Oh, man. We'll see you week 1, Seeps. Hopefully you can field a 53-man roster. I might throw up. I was not expecting this today. Shout out to all y'all. Tell the crew I said thank you. You'll relay or relay? What's the first thing you're playing on NCAA 25 tonight? Dynasty over Road to Glory? I think I'm going to throw up. I'm going Road to Glory. I'm a 5-star prospect. Oh. John Scheffler, you're the straw that stirs the drink, brother. You're the straw that stirs the drink. Mr. Duck says hello from Dooch's land. Hope that's... A. Rivero says, laugh my ass off, puking on cam would be epic. I made it my goal 4 times last year to throw up during a live stream on Sundays because the Giants were so bad. I never had to do it, luckily. I never had to do it. Holy shit. Whew. Yeah, we still got 2 videos to do. That's rough. Can you see the wet spot on my shirt? Oh, Joseph Cruz, what happened with Jordan Addison? He was arrested for a DUI or DWI, one of the 2. Nope, you can't see it? Cool. I'm glad you guys can't see the stain on my shirt. Carl, my man, I love you, dog. I love you, dog. Shout out to Carl. That's my guy right there. Once again, major shout out to Eric Cruz. Major shout out to Rob Simpy. Major shout out to Rob Jigga. Major shout out to John Scheffler. And major shout out to Corinne Terrier. Mom. CTM getting us started. Oh. Can you go to Corey Haynes' $20 super chat? He sent one in during the madness. We kind of missed all of it. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. When Chugs came in with his shirt off, I knew we were fucked. I knew that he was going to go just at a different level. Corey Haynes, my man. What's up, Brody? He says, just read the allegations against Xavien Howard. It's a sucker move for sure, but I can live with it. Sign him and solidify the secondary. What's the logic behind wanting to sign Simmons at safety? We have two solid guys plus Newman. Yeah, I don't understand. Corey, thank you for the super chat, man. And thank you for always supporting this channel. As now I have a runny nose. That's not good. Yeah, thank you. I need one of these. I'm going to throw up. I think that's why my nose is running. I think I'm going to throw up. Yeah, I don't really want to spend too much time talking about the off-the-field stuff with Xavien Howard. We're about to break down Howard. But you have to acknowledge it. Nothing is proven or disproven at this point. Really trying to watch what I'm saying here because I don't want to be in the crosshairs of this thing. But yes, there are some things going off the field that concern me about Howard being signed. It's a sucker move. Corey Haynes, you are funny. I don't see the logic with signing Justin Simmons. You got Newbin. You got Pinnock. You got Belton. The Giants have been listed as the favorite via the odds makers out west to do it. But I don't know. I'd rather just see Newbin, Pinnock, and Belton kind of three-man that safety role. Brian Brown says, did you guys just reenact Jordan Addison before he goes driving? Yikes. John Scheffler, $5 super chat. Marshall, thank you, Scheffler, as always, for supporting me in this channel and everyone at Chat Sports. Thank you, bro. For real. Realistically, with all the... I don't know what that is saying. With all the OBJ offseason moves, do you think the Giants can still make the playoffs? Can they make the playoffs? Yes. I think they can make the playoffs. A lot of things still have to go right, though. Daniel Jones needs to play his best football of his career for the Giants to make the playoffs. The offensive line has to be much better than what it's been the last couple of years. You need to have a pass rush. Everybody needs to be better than what they were last year if this team wants to make the playoffs. They do. They just simply do. Realistically, I mean, their win total's set at 6.5 in Las Vegas. So, according to Las Vegas, it's more likely that they miss the playoffs than make it. But just because you're the favorites or not the favorites doesn't mean anybody.
I mean, Washington, yes, they added a lot of free agents, but I don't know if that's automatically allows you to say, oh, yeah, they're going to be better than the Giants this year. I mean, it's usually a fight between the Eagles and the Giants, the Eagles and the Cowboys, but I don't see – I could totally see the Giants getting in a little wild card or something like that.
We always see the NFC East, that team –
It's
it
random.
usually flips every year.
It's random.
It's random. There's no doubt about it that when you talk about rosters on paper, that the Cowboys and Eagles have more talent on paper, but you don't win football games on paper. See what happens.
And especially with CeeDee Lamb, he doesn't have his contract yet.
And CeeDee Lamb going to play is so many things can change. And best thing about the National Football League, it's the league with the most parity of anybody. Anything can happen in the NFL. Anything. Oh, throw up. Oh, I needed that. I'm not sure that wasn't going to be a throw up. Sketch? Question mark? $5 super chat. Thanks for the love. Malik Neighbors hype gonna actually translate. And what is Tyrone Tracy's role as well as Rondell, his ceiling? Tyrone Tracy's ceiling, could he be Cordell Patterson? Like, that's his ceiling, Cordell Patterson. Can contribute in the run game, can contribute in the pass game, and be a guy that can can return kicks and punts. That's his ceiling. Wan'Dale Robinson's ceiling, can he be a top slot receiver in this league? That's his ceiling as well. Will the Malik Neighbors hype translate? That's going to depend on health. It's going to depend on the quarterback. I think it does. I think he's too good not to translate. Like, hey, exactly, Rob Sempe. Anything could happen. Yeah, Daniel Jones could be the MVP. Daniel Jones is the MVP. I might have to get a Daniel Jones tattoo or something like that. Daniel Jones wins MVP. I'll buy his jersey. How about that? Guzzo, what's up, man? Gus Nini, what my team says is it's not about talent. If you have a bigger heart for the game, the talent, you'll succeed in winning football games. Yeah, that usually works for middle school and high school football, but not the NFL. But I don't want to dissuade you from what your coach is telling you. You need talent to win in this league. There's never been an NFL team that was great that didn't have good talent. But yeah, you got to have heart too. You got to have heart. All righty, let's talk Xavien Howard, as we're probably going to have to speed through this, as we're supposed to leave at 5 for the Derby. That's 20 minutes. All right, let's do it. According to the odds makers out west, the New York Giants are the number 1 team to sign Xavien Howard in NFL free agency. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. And with the odds coming out that the New York Giants are the number 1 team in NFL free agency to sign Xavien Howard, we got to talk about it according to sportsbetting.ag. Before we do there, a little bone to pick with all the real ones out there. And it's really not the real ones, because the real ones are already subscribed. So the people that are already subscribed can't help me out. I'm calling out all the other Giants fans out there in the world, though. Here at Chat Sports, we've got NFL channels for the Commanders, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. And in the month of July, the Commanders, Eagles, and Cowboys are taking us out back, and they are dominating us. And I do not like that. And I don't like getting a message from my boss and my CEO saying this is unacceptable. So if you love the Giants, and you hate the Commanders, and you hate the Eagles, and you hate the Cowboys, I need you to subscribe to the channel so we're not the laughingstock of the NFC East here at Chat Sports. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we break down the latest news and rumors that surround this football team. And we're going to be focusing on former All-Pro corner Xavien Howard, as sportsbetting.ag have listed the New York Giants as the number 1 free agency destination compared to all of the other teams. Here are the top landing spots for Xavien Howard in NFL free agency. The Giants have the best odds to sign the very talented corner. They're plus 400, with the Jacksonville Jaguars at plus 500 right behind them. The Chicago Bears coming in at third at plus 600. Baltimore Ravens at plus 800, and the Houston Texans at plus 900. Just because you're the number 1 odds doesn't mean you're going to sign that team, but people are starting to put their ducks in a row and maybe think that, hey, since the Giants have a major need at the cornerback position, they can go out and sign one of the best players at that position that's available in free agency. Look, the Giants' cornerback room is what it is at this point, and right now I think it's one of the weaker position groups on this football team. Deonte Banks, I've got confidence in him, but he had an up-and-down rookie year, and I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to expect from a rookie entering their second season. I'm hoping that he could be that guy. He showed flashes that he could be that guy, but he also could use a veteran to lean on. Cordell Flott, still a question mark for me entering year 3. The Giants have expressed that they have confidence in him. Brian Daboll has said that. Jerome Henderson has said that. But I need him to go out there and do it on the football field. Nick McLeod was brought back to the Giants on a 1-year deal. He could play in the slot. He could bounce outside a little bit. He's got some safety versatility as well. Can also contribute in special teams. Maybe Trey Hawkins is the player that takes that step. He was the hype train MVP in the offseason of 2023. He got benched after week 2. Maybe in his sophomore season, he could be the guy the Giants rely on. Outside of that, David Long Jr., I don't know. You go out and sign Trey Herndon following minicamp and OTAs. Is Andrew Phillips ready to be that starting slot corner? I don't know. I know there's some things off the field which we'll touch on in a second with Xavien Howard. But did you know the director of pro scouting, Chris Rossetti, who I'm sure everybody has become a fan of following the first two episodes of Hard Knocks, that he was in Miami when the Dolphins drafted Xavien Howard. So he was a part of a front office that made the move to draft the Baylor Bear cornerback. They obviously know him. They scouted him when he was a kid. They have a relationship with him. And if that relationship is still good, and if those bridges has not been burned, the Giants have an inside track to sign Howard. Rossetti would probably be the guy that has the final say-so on that due to the relationship. We know that Daboll and Shane are very big on relationships with bringing players in that have not been a part of this organization. So that's something to monitor. Howard is dealing with off-the-field trouble or issues. This was an article from ESPN on June 7th. Lawsuit. Xavien Howard sent explicit content to ex's son. This is all allegedly, and I want to talk strictly football, so we will do that. Strictly ball, in between those white lines, in between the numbers and the hashes, Howard is still a good football player. Xavien Howard, in my opinion, would be the best corner on this team, and that includes Deonte Banks. Is he the same guy that at one point led the league in interceptions and was one of the best pass breakup artists in this league? No, probably not. But he still had a solid overall season for the Miami Dolphins last year. I mean, the guy allowed a completion percentage of just 62, 500 yards, just 2 touchdowns. He had 12 pass breakups and 1 interception, a QB rating of 86.7. Is he still the same guy that when you remember in 2020, he had 20 pass breakups and 10 interceptions? No, I do not think that Xavien Howard is still that guy. But I do think that he is someone that can come in, be a good cover corner, and be a guy that really could contribute to this football team. And more so than what he can do on the football field when it comes to being a good cover corner, making plays on the ball, and helping this inexperienced Giants cornerback room add a guy that's been there and done that at the highest level in this league, Howard can bring leadership and someone that Deonte Banks could lean on. Howard not only elevates the talent in the cornerback room, I think he'd be the best corner on this team, still just 31 years old, he would also help Deonte Banks with the development of his game. And I think that's one thing the Giants are missing right now with Deonte Banks. There's no veteran corner on this team that Banks can really look to that's done it at a high level, that's been a Pro Bowler, that's been an All-Pro, that Banks can go talk to and be like, yo, what do you see right here? Yo, how did you diagnose he was going to run this route? What do you look for when scouting receivers? When you're watching tape, what do you do? Like, there's so many things besides just being a good football player that Banks could learn from Howard. How to take care of his body, how to watch film, how to grow in this league, how to be one of the best corners in this league, how to attack the ball in the air. And I think that that's something that gets lost a lot of times. Like, when you go to a job and you have a good mentor, it's going to help you get off the ground faster. And I think that adding someone to this room that's been there and done that at the top level in this league could help the development and maturation of Deonte Banks. Do you think the Giants should sign Howard, though? He's aging, just 31. I don't think Father Time has just yanked the cape of him just yet. But I do think he's starting to chase him down a little bit, not yet tapping on the shoulder. He's got some off-the-field issues, no doubt, allegedly. Don't want to speak too much on those, but still a good football player. And I think everyone would agree the Giants need to add good football players to this team, specifically at the corner position. Type S for sign, type P for pass. Let me know your thoughts. I can already see the comment section now. But, Marshall, how are we going to sign him? We don't have any money. We're not going to do it. What are we going to do? Well, the Giants have roughly $11.4 million in cap space. You probably want to have somewhere from $6 to $8 million in cap space to make moves throughout the season. We've seen Joe Shane be very focused and very just really, I would say, going into the depths of finding ways to add players to this football team, whether it be the waiver wire, whether it be signing veteran minimum guys during the season, practice squad elevations, poaching practice squad players. You want to have money for that. So maybe you need a little bit more money, right? And there's no way, right, the Giants could go out and clear an additional $14 million in cap space, right? There's no way they could do that. Oh, wait, they could. They could restructure Andrew Thomas, right now and save $14 million in cap space. You don't even need to fully restructure Andrew Thomas. How about you 50% restructure his contract? You create $7 million in cap space, and you go sign Xavien Howard to a one-year, $7 million deal that has some incentives in it that can earn him some money. If the Giants identify that Howard is a player that could help this team, they have the cap space to get it done. Maybe they want to wait till after training camp to see what they got on the roster in a guy like Cordell Flott, or maybe Xavien Howard wants to wait until after training camp. When you get to this point of the offseason and July 15th is here, some of these veterans don't want to participate in training camp because they want to stay healthy. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with the way that the talent is right now at the cornerback room. Cordell Flott is supposed to be the outside corner for this team this year, opposite of Deonte Banks. Brian Daboll has spoken confidence through the media to Cordell Flott being that guy. Jerome Henderson, he's done the same as well. He echoed what Daboll said. But I'm not here for the rah-rah coach speak. I'm here to see talent. I'm here to see production. And Cordell Flott, through 2 seasons, hasn't really produced at the level that will give me the most confidence in the world that he can be the guy the Giants lean on as that outside corner number 2. And he's done a little bit of everything, right? He played a lot of slot a lot of outside corner his rookie year. Then they made him a slot corner this past year. And to be honest with you, he struggled in both a little bit. I haven't loved the way that he's played in camp. There's a reason they went out and signed Trey Herndon. Flott didn't look that good. Maybe the third year, though, is the leap that we're hoping for the former LSU cornerback. Trey Hawkins, a player that a lot of fans and a lot of people and media members hyped up last year. I was told at times he looked like the best corner on this team. The Giants tried to run with Banks and Hawkins on the outside because of how well he played and moved Adoree Jackson inside. But the facts are the facts. Trey Hawkins got benched after 2 games because of what he did or the lack of what he did on the football field. He was like factually one of the worst corners in the NFL. Pro Football Focus grades say that, and the fact that he was targeted 30 times and allowed 25 catches, a completion percentage of 83.3, I mean, it's not good. He allowed 403 yards on 25 catches. He allowed 4 touchdowns on 25 catches. He got cooked for the first 2 weeks of the season. Like, I want Trey Hawkins to be that guy because that means you got 2 corners of the future that you can depend on. And not to mention how much holding and how many penalties Trey Hawkins was called for. Look, the Giants need to make a move at the corner position. Whether it's Xavien Howard, whether it's Stephon Gilmore, whether it's a trade, whether it's somebody else out there. I just think that there needs to be something done for the Giants to add another talented NFL caliber corner to this league, to this room. Because let's be honest, you play the Cowboys. I know that they don't have an elite number 2 now, but Brandon Cooks is still a good football player. Who's guarding him? We saw Trey Hawkins cannot guard him. When you play the Eagles, you got to guard Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. Who's guarding them? You play the Washington Commanders, you got to guard Jahad Dotson as well as Terry McLaurin. Who's guarding them? That's 6 games right there with 3 teams having 2 really good receivers. Then you got to play the Ravens. They've got good receivers. The Browns, they've got 2 good receivers. The Steelers, they've got young and upcoming receivers. The Bengals, who's guarding Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? You need another good corner. And the top 3 left in free agency are all veterans who we've talked at lengths about on this channel. Stephon Gilmore would be the guy I would go out and sign. And maybe Stephon Gilmore has already told the Giants, I'm not coming to play for you because I want to go play for a contender. Maybe that's the truth. And you know what? I'll live with that. But I think you should kick the tires on Xavien Howard. I know Patrick Peterson just trashed Daniel Jones, but I think he'd still be the second best corner on this team. Free agent options aren't awesome. Maybe you look to a trade. You got to go out and get somebody that can go out and cover somebody at a higher clip than what the Giants got right now if you want to seriously compete in this league. You can't just rely on Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau to force the ball out quickly. Someone's got to cover. And it's a crazy concept. If you cover, you can create more pressure as well. What's your confidence level in the Giants cornerback room? Scale it for me 1 to 10. And make sure you are following me over on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Hit me up over there. And let's go Big Blue. I already see a couple people in the chat say we can't sign Peterson. You know what? I kind of agree with that, but like, just because he trashed Daniel Jones doesn't mean he shouldn't be on this team. You know what would be crazy? Maybe Patrick Peterson helps the development of Daniel Jones. Maybe he sits him down and films. This is what you need to look for. I don't know. I know some people are you talk bad about my team, you can't play for my team. Giants could maybe use somebody like that. I almost threw up like 2 times during that video.
I could tell you were like,
I was like picking up.
You like stopped, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And you were like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right."
It was I was doing the hiccup thing and then the burp thing. Alrighty, let's jump into this mailbag. Shout out to everybody in the building. Still 140 people watching. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. I'm with you, CTM. Like, he could use some veteran guidance. Like, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, veteran guidance. Veteran guidance. I'm struggling. Yeah. Nope, like that's the goal, right? Deontay Banks becomes a top corner in this league. That's the goal. I want that to be the case. I'm rooting for that guy. Giants need an elite corner. Everyone in this league that's a good football team has one. Shane says depends on if anyone has a mixtape dropping. Are you saying that because Kadarius Toney and Darren Waller? Make It Rain says David Long Jr. Maybe he's that guy. I don't got the most confidence in them. Bronx Boy says I'm touch and go here working. What was Xavier's comments? There were no comments. He is being, to my knowledge, you know what? I don't really know exactly, and I don't want to speak out of bounds here. Just Google it. He's being accused of sending inappropriate pictures to a minor of the kid's mother, I think that's what happened. I don't think that's what happened. I think that's what's being reported. Look, you got me saying stuff I don't know if I'm supposed to say on this channel or not. I stick to sports. I'm going to shut up and dribble. Yeah, let's get to the mailbag. All right, let's do it. Yes, sir. Let's do it. It's mailbag time here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. We're going to answer questions from subscribers on today's video. So if your question didn't get answered, change it. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications so when we go live on Monday, you can join us. It's a party and all the cool kids are there. Tato Bang coming in with a question. What's up, my guy? Do you think if we sign Xavien Howard, then Andrew Phillips plays slot while Banks and Howard lock down the outside? I think that is kind of what that means. Also, if you sign Xavien Howard, he is starting on the boundary with Deontay Banks. That means Andrew Phillips could be your starting slot corner, or Nick McLeod slides back into the slot, and he is your starting slot corner. I actually got some faith in McLeod. I think he's an underrated player, but I think I don't want him being a 99% snap guy on the outside. And if Flott struggles, that's what they're going to depend on him to be. Yeah, I mean, you sign Howard, that gives you some more versatility. I mean, ideally, right, by week 17 by the end of the season, Andrew Phillips is your slot corner of the future. Use the third-round pick on, and you want him to produce. Yeah, that's exactly what that means. It's Johnny. What's up, man? Tyrone and Theo will both eat this year. How long until Theo is the tight end 1 for the New York Giants? How long? I think mid-season. I think they'll start the year with Daniel Bellinger as the tight end 1, and I think there will be a natural passing of the guard for Theo Johnson to take over as that guy. Look, they drafted him for a reason. They like his upside. They like the athleticism. They didn't have a tight end like him on this roster. He could stretch the seam. He's extremely athletic. I think he's going to be a really strong red zone threat, but he needs to continue to work on his game as well. I think he needs to tighten up his route running. I think his feel and overall IQ as a route runner could improve. I think his mechanics and his fluidity throughout his routes could improve. He's a young kid. He's only going to get better and better. But I think by the end of the year, we're going to be looking at Theo Johnson as a starting tight end for this football team. Soren Johnson, what's up, bro? Over or under 10 sacks for Brian Burns this season? I'm going over, and I don't necessarily, and I've said this a couple times, and I'm kind of just going to go back on it. I don't necessarily think if it's 9 sacks, it's a failure, but I would be a little disappointed if it's less than 10. But I think there's so many other ways to judge a pass rusher than just pure sacks. What's your pressure rate? How are you setting the edge? How many double teams are you commanding? How many holds did you draw this year? Because, let's be honest, drawing a hold is just as good as a sack. It's a 10-yard loss, and if it's on 3rd or 4th down, it's a turnover. So being able to draw penalties, draw double teams, setting the edge, making life easier for Kayvon Thibodeau on the other side of the ball are all things I'm looking for Burns to do. I'm going to go over on 10 sacks, and I'm hoping it's closer to 15. But we're going to find out, and we're going to see what he could do as his first year as a New York Giant. Dinkelberg, $5 super chat. Thank you for the love, my man. Marsh, serious question. Okay, serious. How do you think the Giants have to perform in order for Daboll to keep his job? Also, what is your division record prediction? We'll go number 1. For Brian Daboll to keep his job, the Giants have to be better this year than what they were when they were 6-11 and they were picking number 6 in the NFL draft. If there is not progress on every point of this team, the quarterback needs to improve, even if it's not improved enough to where he's on the team in 2025. It's year 3 of the Brian Daboll experience. He came here to fix the offense. If he wants to comfortably sit in that same chair next year, the offense has to be better. The team has to be better. He needs to be a better head coach. That's what needs to happen. If the Giants are better in 2024 than they were in 2023, I think Brian Daboll's job is safe. Devarshi, what's up, man? Who are some good running backs we should sign in the free agency market? If not any good free agents, then who can we trade for? I think at this point there are no good free agent running backs, and I think the Giants are set at the running back position. We did a video last week where Bleacher Report linked Dalvin Cook to the New York Giants. I have no interest in signing Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is cooked. I think there's 3 running backs on the roster that are just as good, if not better, than Dalvin. Look, you went out and you signed Devin Singletary on day 1 of NFL free agency. He's not a Saquon Barkley replacement, but he is someone that will help your running game. You have Devin Singletary. You have Eric Gray, who you used a mid-round pick on in 2023. You used a mid-round pick on Tyrone Tracy. You've made some strong investments into the running back position. Who knows what Dante Miller's going to be? Who knows what Jalen Sayers is going to be? Who knows if Ja'Shawn Corbin can contribute? But I am confident that Eric Gray, Tyrone Tracy, as well as Devin Singletary are going to be able to do enough to keep the running back room afloat. I don't think the Giants are interested in going out and signing or trading for a running back. So that's kind of where I stand and where I think the Giants stand at that running back position. My question to all the real ones is this. The odds makers out west have the Giants win total at 6.5 for this season. Over, under. Let's play the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Gavin P., what's up, man? If we sign Connor Williams, where would he play? Center, right guard? Do we still believe in Schmitz, or is William going to play at right guard? Great question. If we sign Connor Williams, where should he play? I think he should be your starting left guard. I think he should be your starting left guard, which that spot is occupied right now by Jermaine Illuminor, and I would make Illuminor your starting right tackle because he's the best starting right tackle on this team. You signed Illuminor for what he did the last 2 seasons at right tackle. He is better than Evan Neal. The best man should play. I don't care if you're on scholarship. I don't care if you were drafted in the first round 2 years ago. The best man should play. And Illuminor, by far, is the best right tackle on this team. So I would sign Connor Williams. I would play him at left guard. So your starting offensive line from left to right reads Andrew Thomas, Connor Williams, John Michael Schmitz, John Runyon, and Jermaine Illuminor. That's a solid offensive line. That's someone that can create time for your quarterback and can create running lanes for your running back. That's what I would do. D. Moon, why don't we trade for a quarterback with a higher ceiling that's already in the league like Trey Lance or Justin Fields? Not Drew Lock isn't enough. Well, I think if you ask the New York Giants, they would tell you that they believe in Drew Lock more than Justin Fields and that they believe in Drew Lock more than Trey Lance. Because they could have had Trey Lance. And they could have had Justin Fields. And they chose Drew Lock. Is that the right decision? Is that the wrong decision? We'll find out in 7 months. But the Giants made, I don't want to say a strong investment in Lock, but they guaranteed him $5 million. And according to John Schneider, the general manager for the Seattle Seahawks, they sold Lock on being able to compete with Daniel Jones and maybe having a Baker Mayfield type of season. Look, I don't believe in Trey Lance. I don't think there's many people in the league that do. For Justin Fields, the talent is obvious. He's got talent. But the Giants could have easily had Justin Fields. What did he go for? A 6th-round pick? They chose Drew Lock. That's the guy they believe in a little bit more, it seems like. Sketch. Question mark? $5 super chat. What's up, man? Malik Neighbors hype going to actually translate? I hope so. I hope so. And what is Tyrone Tracy's ceiling as well as Wan'Dale Robinson? I think there's too much talent, skill, just overall juice in Malik Neighbors' game not to translate. Just get the guy the football. Whether it be a jet sweep, whether it be a screen, whether it be a slant, whether you're throwing fades, 50-50 balls, deep balls, underneath routes. Just get the guy the football, man. He's too talented. He's too dynamic, and he's too much of a game changer. Will he be able to reach his potential with the way the Giants' offense is currently set up? That's a question that I think needs a little bit more of a deep dive into it. But I do think that the Giants hit a home run with Neighbors, and I think he's going to show up and show out early on. And he's going to compete for the Rookie of the Year because I think the Giants are going to force feed him the football. For Tyrone Tracy, his ceiling as an NFL player, I think it's Cordell Patterson. A guy that can line up at receiver, a guy that can line up at running back, can contribute in the passing game, can run through the tackles, be a big play threat, while also being a dynamic kick return and punt return guy. For Wan'Dale Robinson, his ceiling has to be a top slot receiver in this league. You drafted him in the 2nd round. He's entering year 3. He's already had some pretty good games in the NFL before. I want to see him take a step, and I want to see us talking about him this time next year as a top slot receiver in the league. I think those are both achievable ceilings for those young football players. My guy, Mr. Friolero, I know I ain't pronouncing that right, so I apologize, my man, says, hey, Marsh. Hey, Mr. Friolero. What's up, man? What do you think of my predictions? Giants go 12-5. They beat the Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders 2 times. Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Packers, Seahawks, Texans, Colts, and Bucks. Sign me up, and what do I have to do to make that happen? If it's illegal, I won't do it. I mean, yes, I want that to happen, but I don't think that will happen. And I want to be wrong. I want to come back and say I was wrong. I lied to all of you. I'm going to be rooting for the Giants to win football games every game this Sunday. I love this team. I bleed Giants blue just like you guys. But as my job, I think it's unfair to you if I'm not honest and I don't use my eyes to paint the full picture. I don't think the Giants have enough talent to go 12-5 and to beat the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders 2 times. I've got them at 7-10. I got them at 7-10. Maybe it's 8-9. Maybe it's 6-11. We're going to find out. Giants prods. Marsh, what do you think we will do at the deadline? I don't know. I don't know, man. Probably nothing. Probably nothing. The NFL trade deadline it's become a little bit more juicy over the past couple of years, but I got to see where the team stacks up. What are they lacking at that moment? Has the season gone away? And maybe we're trading away an older player like a Leonard Williams. Maybe we're trying to trade for a player because we're in the thick of things and they need to add someone. Maybe there's an injury on the offensive line. They got to go trade for someone. Tom Thibodeau, I know this is a Giants channel, says the game always tells you what to do. The season will tell you what to do at the NFL trade deadline. Double B, what's up, Brian? Thanks, bro, for always tuning in. Last question on today's show. Who do you think will be the guy to step up next to Dexter on this defensive line? It's a great question. That's a great question, man. And I don't know. Is it going to be Rakeem Nunez-Roches? Is it going to be Jordan Phillips? Will it be DJ Davidson? Will it be Jordan Riley? Will it be Elijah Chapman? Will it be Casey Rogers? Someone's got an opportunity to play next to Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and be an instrumental piece of this Giants front four. Who's it going to be? Golden opportunity out there for somebody. We'll see if they could do it. What player are we not talking about enough on this show? What guy is not getting the love, and are we not looking into the future to see? Boogie Basham as well could be a player as well. Thank you, Corinne, for that. Why are everyone's messages being retracted? That's weird. Maybe they're all just deleting it. But maybe it is Boogie Basham. Maybe it is. What player are we not talking about? And make sure you're following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_, at @MarshallGreen_. Let's go, Big Blue. Dope. Carl, we're not talking enough about Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe we got to do a video. Can't Kayvon Thibodeau do it again? Oh, man. B. Scott. Is that Brett Scott? Brett Scott don't know nothing about Newbin. All righty. I got you. I just saw like 4 people's comments get retracted. I was like, what's going on? But I got you, Corinne. Once again, I want to give a major shout out to everybody that tuned in today. I love you guys. And to everybody else that super chatted, you guys are the best. When people send in $100 to support this program, it gives me chills. That's a lot of money. And for people to send their hard-earned money, support their families, and to this show to help it grow and things like that, that's awesome. We're able to hire Reed because of the people that support this channel and the growth of this channel. Seeps is able to go do his thing over on Vikings channel and pursue his dreams of being an on-air host. So, major shout out to everybody that tunes in. I know we make a big deal about the super chats. We like to have fun. We like to party. But I think when you come to this channel, you're getting informative, entertaining content, and that's what I pride myself on. So I just want to say major love to Corinne. Thank you for sending in a $100 super chat. There's a reason you're the only mod on this channel. We love you. We care about you all the time. One of the sweetest people in the world. John Sheffler, thank you for always supporting Chat Sports, Raiders Report, all the real ones over there. Rob Jigga, you're always here. You're always bringing the fun and the party. Major shout out to you. Rob Simpy, can always count on you, my man. Going to be a real one forever. We had 4 $100 super chats. And then Eric Cruz came in with another one. Shout out to Eric Cruz, Rob Simpy, Rob Jigga, John Sheffler, and Corinne. Y'all are the best. I love this community that we've built, and I cannot wait for football to come back on Sundays. Wish we could continue to roll. I got to get out of here, going to the home run derby. I'm not going to bring my gold glove because that's something the Bronx boy would do, and I'm not a child, but I am going to have some fun out there. I love y'all. I appreciate you, and let's go Big Blue.